let's start here, though. The NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Rob G, is he where's Rob G? So, Rob G, let's talk about James Harden. And James Harden, I saw the quote. I want Rob G to read. Oh, we got sound. Let's go. We got sound of it. I
let's
thought
hear
it was
the
just
clip.
when you call, usually when somebody's being called a liar, you don't get it on tape.
Oh, it's
Am
on
I
tape.
right?
Oh, it's on
yeah,
tape.
No,
yeah.
It's usually like, there's a quote or something, and they don't usually put it out there like
some
that.
insider.
Yeah.
Got the inside
exactly.
scoop. Yeah.
Okay, so let's hear Mr. James Harden.
Daryl Morey is a liar, and I would never be a part of an organization that he's a part of. Let me say that again. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I would never be a part of an organization that he's a part of again.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Straight to the point.
That was his guy. I thought Daryl Morey was his guy in Houston, right? He won it off out of Brooklyn, and Daryl Morey came to the rescue and saved him and gave up everything to go get him from Brooklyn, and now here he is. And, Kerry, I'm going to say this. I'm done with James Harden.
Yep.
I can't do it anymore. And you know what? He's a great basketball player, but what a pain in the ass.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you this. If I'm the Sixers, I am not going to let this guy bully his way. He had the damn nerve to opt in when he could have opted out and done whatever he wanted.
Right.
But he opted in because he couldn't get a deal. He couldn't find a deal that he wanted, so he didn't want to give up the guaranteed whatever it was, $35 million.
Yep.
And then as soon as he opts in, I want out. Trade me. Get rid of me. I mean, Kerry, enough. Like these teams have to stand up to these guys. I'm a players guy. Players deserve a lot because their ownership had thumbs on players for a long time. So I'm not anti-union, anti-player, getting paid, any of that.
Right.
But this is foolishness.
James Harden is on the level now where you feel for him. I really feel for the guy because I think he still believes that he's James Harden in Houston and he can make those demands. Right now, he's not that guy, first and foremost. And the thing that you just said, really, the standing point, the sticking point really is he opted in to Philly. He opted in to go back, and then you have all these things that are happening around him and, the team. And, last year you look at him being so supportive of Embiid winning the MVP.
Oh, yeah.
And seeming like a real team guy and like he wanted to be there and now wants to leave just because of a money situation, man. It's just it's gotten to a point where it's enough.
It is enough. And I'm telling you, if I'm the Sixers, you remember last year when Kevin Durant demanded a trade from Brooklyn, and they refused to give in. They said, no, we're not giving you away.
Yeah.
And they, once Kyrie left, then they made the trade. But they did not buckle to Kevin Durant's immediate response, which was to be traded.
Yeah, they stood firm, and I think they have to do this now. I know, looking at it from the outside looking in, Daryl Morey and James Harden seems like, the ex situation, right? Like
it's bad.
You break up with the girl and you see her a few months down the line and you think everything's going to work out again. Then you get in that situation in the same bed and you feel like, oh, I know why I broke up in the first place. That's what it feels like.
No, and you're 100% right. And the Sixers can't give in to him. Yeah. No. Don't show up and don't get paid. And I know people right away are saying, well, what about Embiid? Is going to impact Embiid because if Harden isn't there and then you're not giving him a chance to win, and he might get mad and he might leave or whatever. Dude, you cannot give in to this guy. I'm sorry. I'm going to have him sit out and miss the, what is he making? $35 million, Rob G? Is it $35 million?
Yeah, I think it's 35. Yeah.
Right, something like that.
Yep.
I would have him forfeit it. You say you're not going to be a part of the organization. I dare you not to come to training camp. Right. I dare you to forfeit $35 million.
But that's not even the worst part, Rob. I think the worst part for him and the Sixers in this situation would be for him to show up and do what he did in Houston and dog it. That would be even worse.
Do you remember when he came in Houston, he had the fat man suit on?
Exactly.
You remember that? Kerry, a professional athlete, I looked at it, I could not believe it. I mean, I saw him and I was like, oh, does he have a suit on under this? Under those shorts? Because he was so fat and he was like puffy.
He was big. And so that's what I'm saying. So yes, I see what you're saying, and you're 100% correct with the organization standing firm. But if you bring a guy like that in and they're dogging it and they're not helping the team get better, and just because you want to put him out there and because he's such a good player and can't help. But if he's not doing that, then it's a detriment to everybody else as well.
But here's the problem. If you allow this to happen,
yeah,
then you set it up, and B can do whatever he wants when the time comes.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, you got to stand up, even if you have to take the L.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
Like, to let all the other players know, we run the team, okay?
Right.
You still get money from us. I don't care how much. It could be like Jaylen Brown at the end of his contract, $69 million, but guess what, Jaylen? We are writing the check. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
as much money as you make, I'm writing the check.
Yeah.
So I gotta be able to call the shots. And in this case, James Harden, I have no interest in him anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's a talented player who I don't know what he is and what's happened. And I want out of Houston. I want out of Brooklyn. I want out of Philadelphia. I want to go to the Clippers. Really?
Yeah.
Like, it's a mockery of the game. And why are these owners allowing themselves to be made a fool of? I mean, if somebody, Kerry, shows you who they are,
oh yeah,
why do you keep doing the same thing?
I agree, but I also think what the NBA needs, and I know they want to lock up their superstars and to keep their players in their franchises forever, but they need to start doing shorter contracts. If that's going to be the case, and these guys are going to keep demanding trades when they want to, then make those deals shorter. And I think that's what they probably need to look at in the future.
If I was an NBA owner, no trade. You can't get a no trade.
Yeah.
Like, I can do whatever I want at any point,
Right.
but you can't demand a trade. It would be in there. You cannot demand a trade.
Yeah.
I can trade you, but you can't demand it. If I'm giving you this guaranteed money, this 3-year contract, or whatever it is,
Right.
and it's out of hand. And not only that, it's a turnoff. I've been covering the NBA since 1987.
Since 87.
Okay? Think about that, 1987.
Man, that's 36.
Right.
36 years.
It's been a
long
long
Rob.
time. When I started covering the NBA, Kerry, this is how long ago it was. We used to ride on the flights with them, and they flew commercial.
I know.
So we would be on a plane, and I'm sitting next to Mark Jackson, who's playing for the Knicks, or I'm sitting next to Sam Bowie when I covered the Nets,
Mm-hmm.
and he's sitting next to me, and we're flying to city. Back then, the NBA, you had to take the first flight out of every city because you mostly travel in the winter and you can't get stuck. So we're on these 6 a.m. flights in Milwaukee, snow, they're ice in the wings.
Wow.
We're in a small plane, and it's just basically the team, a few regular people, and the writers, and that's it.
It was a few regular passengers on side.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
We're flying commercial,
like legit commercial. Yeah,
like there's and I can remember a couple of times I was in Portland once. We were waiting for our luggage, and we got off this commercial, and we're waiting for our luggage, and it's me, Walter Berry,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it was Sam Bowie for the Nets. And so we're waiting for our luggage. This young kid comes up to me and says, "Hey, can I have your autograph?" Now, Sam Bowie's like 7 foot.
Yeah.
Walter's like 6'8" or 9. I'm 6'4". I'm a tall guy, but I'm not basketball tall.
Yeah.
Kid's like, I'm like, do you see these two guys next to me? Don't you want their autograph? Like, seriously. You picked the shortest guy out of the three. He goes, "No, I want your autograph," because he thought I was like
Rob,
pulling
you
straight.
had some gravitas.
Yeah,
That's what
I was definitely shocked by it. But the NBA's changed a lot, and it's great. There's a lot of money. I'm not mad at the players, but they've turned the fans off, man. This is bad. Every day is some player unhappy,
Right.
want to be traded. Kevin Durant's been on 4 or 5 teams. Like, great players like that. What happened to the year? I always say Derek Jeter played his career great. 20 years with the Yankees.
Yeah.
He could have played a couple more years, gone and played in Miami or a team like that. He
Right.
didn't want to do that.
You're talking about basketball. Let's talk about Dirk Nowitzki,
Who
playing
just
all
got into
21,
in the Hall of
21.
Fame.
Yeah.
Like what is this? Like I'm for free agency. I can understand you want to get out of a situation, but to bounce from team to team where you have no allegiance, nobody's ever going to put up a statue of you.
Right.
No one's ever going to hail you as one of their own.
Right.
Like that doesn't make sense to me when you're that great.
I mean, think about even LeBron, right? There's debate on whether he should get a statue in L.A., and he's LeBron James. So 100% correct. Like, these guys are.
There's no statue should be in
See,
L.A.
There you go.
And there should be in Cleveland. And when they do put a statue up, Kerry, in one hand he'll have a basketball, in the other hand a suitcase. That should be the statue LeBron has. That's how much he's
a
moved around.
journeyman.
He really is. I mean,